Welcome back to the Pasifika Youth Cup for 2024, penultimate game of the day here on day 3. What is the beginning of the long weekend here in Tamaki Makaurau. Great support has flowed in again for the teams on display. Saw Fiji a cracking match with Niue last out, winning 28-20. Earlier today, Tonga 44-4 over the Cook Islands, New Zealand Māori over Samoa, Tonga Development over Tokilo. And so, round 4 action for Wahine here at Navigation Home Stadium. See Niue against Tonga. I'm a Kiwi. Samoa assistant coach Willie Poaching with me in commentary this afternoon. Willie, we've been treated to some fantastic festival-like rugby league today here again.
We've been treated to some fantastic rugby league today and over the last 2.5 days. It's been awesome. I look forward to the last couple of games for the day and then leading into the weekend as these teams start to focus on getting towards the business part of the tournament. Before we get there, we'll get through these games here, and as they have been, so exciting. Song, pride and passion here as the Tongan
And UN flags fly proudly here at Pukekohe. Plenty of spirit on display, and the pride of wearing your country's colours. Willie, some of these young players, this is as far as they will go, but for others they'll go on, but a very special occasion for them and their families and whānau watching here and on television.
100%, and to be able to do it at such a young age, you know, they get the feel of what it's like to represent their nation and their heritage and their parents, to be out here and put the jersey on and wear the nation's badge on your chest. Such a proud moment for these young fellas and women and everyone involved in this tournament. Maybe the drive that does push them on to want to do it again and do it more so in their careers.
Underway here, Paia. It's the match going for Tonga, and the ball is loose and behind Niue. Tonu picks it up and gets the first carry forward of the match. Looking away for some options down the left edge. Tama has driven down strongly in the tackle.
That's been a real thing about watching the girls go at it and play the game. They've got very little self-preservation. They throw themselves into their tackles and into their carries just like that. Love seeing the contact.
Promotes it strongly as they go again. It's built nicely in this set. Try and free it if they can, but strongly to ground goes Tapuro, the co-captain. Here comes the kick on the last. Chasing through. His players back for Tonga and the fullback, Huina Sasa.
And nice set, wasn't the start they wanted. A little misplaced pass from Niue. Well, they rescued the setback, got themselves over halfway in a kick. And see what Tonga have planned up their sleeve for when they attack with the ball in this game.
Here it is for Feletti. The centre, strong, stay on her feet and wrestle through. Down on the 40. Dishing it away, Himaloto. Carding this one for Kofusi. Some real aggression. That's the halfway line for Tonga. Ball goes to ground, and the early mistake of this one.
And just a knock on, misreading. I think they were trying to get the ball out to Vakanofiti. Unfortunately, a knock on there for Tonga just before they're able to breach the half of Niue. Niue get a chance to attack in some nice field position.
Karali Westland feeds the scrum for Niue as Chong is up on the line. From fullback as they come away to the left, little inside ball and another carry. Okunofiti is driven back, stays on her feet. Looking for players in space, that's a beautiful pass. Fio Moingalu and Co have to make the tackle.
You can already see for Niue that O'Reilly, Aki in 6 and Coralie Westland in 18, they're going to be really influential. They're getting their hands on the ball, moving them around. Nice drawn pass from Coralie Westland then. Just disrupts the Tongan defence enough to get a penalty. A bit of pressure on Tonga here.
Katali Tonu ran through into the space, and they have some early field position to work with. Tonga has to defend here early. 4 minutes into this first half on their line. Carrying this one forward. Tonga Tama gets the ball off to Moala. Shifting it away. Here it is, Siosua. Looking to strike early here. Niue, Moala, very close. And they'll have another set to work with too.
Yeah, a lot of work here already for Tonga on their goal line. 3 sets. We'll see if the pressure and the workload takes its toll.
Trying to step on their feet. It's Kyrie Westland. Looks a handy player. Shifting the ball quickly and once more Tonu involved for Niue. Way to the right they come. Very, very smartly they were on Nikili Topuro, the co-captain. Daniel Pasifika. Right pass out to the right edge. Tonga's defence though standing up to this. And they'll have possession too. So the early opportunity for Niue goes begging.
And they're much better when they go past plays. When they get the hands in get the ball in the hands of Aki and Westland, move the ball, try and move the defensive players from the Tongan side. The one-out stuff, nice and easy to defend, not asking enough questions. But well done to Tonga for defending that, forcing the error. Got to try and get out of their own half.
Back, Phil Muingalu, as they shift it across, and here's some space. Vaya breaking down this right edge. Plenty of pace too. Lala Vaya is going to streak away. Didn't even change really into third gear. But she scores an excellent individual try, saw the space in front of her, and Lalavaya for Tonga has the opening try.
Well, I spoke of the importance to get out of their own half and attack in new ways. Well, no better way to do that. Give it to the speedster, open space, too much pace for the oncoming defenders. And Lalavaya going 90 metres off the scrum. And well done to Tonga, defending the attacking rate that Niue came with. 3 sets they had to defend. And in a blink of an eye, off the scrum, simple one-pass play. Lalavaya, what pace. And goes and puts it down right next to the sticks.
Well, plenty of traffic heading south out of Tamaki Makaurau this afternoon for the long weekend on cruise control. She was in it there. Didn't really need to put the foot down. Plenty of pace, Lalavaya and Tonga, after withstanding some early pressure from Niue. Have to try, and they lead 6 points to 0 here at Pukekohe.
You spoke about the track and the field and how well it looks at it. It's in mint condition, but perfect condition for speedsters, especially when they get into open spaces like that. It's a perfect running track for anybody that gets into open space with some speed. And a great display of it right there from Lalavaya.
Currently Westland gets us back underway. Just bobble in behind. Lele Hofusi. Quickly gets them back on the front foot, just beyond the 30 here for Tonga, as Lama is taken down in contact. Looking for a good set after the try, just to try and consolidate as they edge their way inside Niue's half. That's the third. As it comes, Paya will shower the ball back on the inside, but passes away again to the try scorer, Lalavaya, who manages to free the ball. There's some excellent rugby league here from Tonga. Fonua goes to ground. This has been an excellent set. Can they finish it off? Ngalu puts a fend on strong. Trying to stay on her feet, perhaps look for an offload. But they're right where they want to be. Imaloto passes away Baya. Now there's space. There's plenty of space out wide here. How's the footwork from Fonua? Keeps the ball alive, but she went down and the tackle was made.
And you mentioned they needed a good set after scoring points. They needed a good set. They got that and some. That was a great set from Tonga. Going 90 metres, almost scoring. Be happy with turning the ball over inside the 10-metre line. Now defend it, putting all the pressure back on Niue.
Just kept the ball alive too. The tackle was completed though as Niue just try and get into the game here as the fans look on. Like Moala. Across it comes as Tama is taken to ground for Niue. On the halfway line for Niue. Getting up smartly, aren't they? This Tonga defensive line and making some good hits. A reasonable set so far for Niue. The kick will come. They come there. And out from the 10.
And a great set defensively from Tonga. Getting up, as you said, in the faces of the attackers from Niue, but getting up in numbers, making contact in 2s and 3s. There's a real eagerness and a real show of energy from Tonga when they're doing the defensive work. They've got to keep that up for the rest of the game.
This is where they've managed to find a wee bit of real estate. They can shift the ball, but they read it that time. Now they go down this right edge again, where they're finding some real room. And good, strong play there.
Great carry from Mele Latuila down the right-hand side. She was looking for a centre partner there, but no showing on that occasion. Lalavea wasn't there for the speed.
And Himaloto loses her headgear, but still on here for Tonga as Vaya. On the 20. Here's the kick coming from Baya. And well read out wide as Niue will wind up.
And nice play from both sides. They look really strong in their offloading game, Tonga. And because they're aware that the ball might become free, they've got push and supporters around it, taking full opportunity of those moments.
Captain is down just shy of the 40. So some of the tempo's gone out of the game. Niue won't mind that as they try and build in. Here's some tempo though coming. Tuani Toa and Tonga will have to make some big tackles here. And just a break and play.
And a nice piece of work from Niue, just going, as I said before, one pass out. A play off Aki, O'Reilly Aki, the standoff, just finding a big support runner on the edge, getting a mismatch. Not necessarily making a break, but disrupting the line. And unfortunately, they come up with an injury and a stoppage in play, which, as you mentioned, this could be good for Niue. The sting's gone out of the game, the tempo's gone down. A bit of an opportunity to get a breather, get a drink, freshen up. And see how they finish this attacking set.
So Tonga with the only try of the game so far. It was a beauty to this woman, Lala Vaya. Once she was in space, Willie, she was away.
There was no stopping it. There was no stopping when there was some open space. Credit to Niue. They had a couple of girls in chase and in pursuit. but just too much pace. Lalavaya. Wonderful display and show of speed.
Niue for Moala. Opportunity to move the ball. Kick will come along the ground. Just gets in the way. That's his contact coming off the ref.
It should be Niue's ball again if it's come off the referee. And unlucky, it looked like they were going to pick up the ball and possibly go in for a score. It was a smart kick from Kairilī Westland. If for nothing else, the result, as it comes off the referee, they get to restart the set.
So chance Tangio Pasifika coming off for Niue, just hoping that that's not too serious, receiving some attention on the sideline, so we'll keep an eye on that. Shot coming in, Kairilī Westland on the Tuala.
That was a big shot from Westland.
And Tonga just create a bit of room here. Managed to find some space down the edges, moving back in field and looking for another runaway try, which they will score, an absolute beauty. And it is Pasifika who scores it for Tonga.
And she just says to her centre partner on the other side, whatever you can do, I can do as well. Bit of space and even shorter side to play from. Not much room. She had to tiptoe down the sideline. 3 defenders in pursuit and the fullback to beat. Changes hands perfectly. And just puts her foot down and races away underneath the sticks. Great work by Pasifika. Wonderful, well taken try, well constructed by Tonga, moving the ball out of their own end. Doing a good job to draw in the outside backs and the outside defenders from Niue. Pasifika. We've got some real pace on both edges, Tonga. And that's a real threat for Niue. They know that's there now.
So right in front for Malitipaya to add the extras. What she does. A centre on each side of the park for Tonga. 2 tries and out to a 12 points to 0 lead.
There's still some time here. There's still some time with 11 minutes on the clock for Niue to rescue something. Rescue something out of the set. They need a long kick and try and get a chase that's going to try and restrict Tonga at least to the 20. Tonga have been getting out to the close to the 30-metre mark on these kick returns. We'll try and get them as far down the field as possible for Niue to have a real impact on this defensive set.
Westland once more the restart for Niue. Trailing just by 12. It's the Plenty of time to get into this match. Hemaroto passes away. And again, it's a carry. Serenity Tuala for Tonga. Hemaroto again. Big shot coming in that time. Danica Talitonu says, get some of that down here. Hemalotu again trying for a quick play at a dummy half. This is where they're dangerous. There's Tongan side, Lokotui, plenty of space and numbers, and here she is again, Via. What about the fend and the finish? Goodness me! Lala Via has two.
And she had to work a bit harder for that second one. A bit of space there down the right-hand side. You still had the fullback to beat. Wonderful play by Tonga. A couple of nice offloads. Support play, getting numbers in the picture. Working hard to get around the ball. Great play. And it was Melanie Hemalotu, the smallest player on the field, who started it all. She got out of dummy half and got an offload, backed up, got the ball again. Almost got in the way of Lalavaya, but decided to let the speedster get the ball. And a great fend and reach to put it down in the corner. Wonderfully taken second try. Both centres for Tonga having all the joy in this first half.
Couple now for Lala Via. Saliva Falete. Strike on it, way to the right, will fall away, can't convert, and well disrupted too. Willie Niue by losing chance Tangio Misipeka, who we understand is a bit of an ankle sprain, so hopefully not too serious, receiving a bit of attention.
Yeah, we hope she's not too bad and that ankle doesn't keep her out of the tournament. Should be a big loss. We saw how effective she was in the carry that led up and the carry that she got injured on. Nice there. She's a big loss for the Niue side.
Oh, I'd hate to play until the break and try to get some points here. A little bit of confidence. Almost just bounced forward off of Wakotui. Manages to regain control. Tuala, so strong in contact, wrestling her way toward the 40. And they come again, Kutui slammed onto her back, just shy of the halfway line for Tonga. Hemaroto, just an error to play the ball. And you can see the applause by the Niuean team. A chance to build just inside Tonga's half with the set.
Yeah, the Tongan dummy half here. Mele Hemalotu just stuttering there for a moment in the dummy half position. The hesitancy caused her to just knock the ball on, and whether she was second thinking her next play and her next pass. Unfortunately, it's a knock on for the Tongans, but they get a chance again. Niue, you talk about their confidence, try and convert some points here.
Smartly to make the tackle. Fuina Sasa for Tonga on their opposite, Hevara Chong. And Niue cannot work it down the right edge here. Daniel Misipeka. Minus flying onto it. It's a good carry. Leighton Leota bringing the ball up toward the 20 for Niue. What about the inside ball? Pass goes away. Nia Toma standing on her feet. Chance to offload, driven down outside of the 20. But Niue threatening here. Can they unlock this Tongan defence down the outside? Moala, last tackle for them. And they come away into centre field. The kick, and they'll get the ball back too. And a chance to finish the job out on the left edge if they can. Vidal, 6 again for them. And so the crowd's starting to warm as Niue on the attack, and boom goes Kaufusi.
Mele Kaufusi.
Tonga Dama sat down, and it's Niue still come forward. Dali Tonu. Try here would make it interesting, heading to the sheds, and they will score one. Well worked. Tony will get it for Niue. Some thumping defence off of the line, Tonga, but there's the response.
And a great try from Maya Tony. Dummy half, reading that the markers had overread and overchased. Saw the white line begging. And just a nice put down after some solid D. Right here, Melik, Kaufusi, great read. Sit down. But they couldn't recover. They go back to the middle of the post. Overreading. Couldn't quite recover and work again. A wonderful try, and they get themselves back in it with 4 minutes left. Posting some points and hopefully finding themselves some real confidence and belief out of that.
Nice little shuffle and finish from Tony. And gets Niue on the board.
Bit of luck and fortune as well. The kick from Kyrili Westland, deemed to be played at from Tonga by the referee. They get the 6 again. You've got to make everything your own luck and make the most of it, and that's what they did, Niue. Well done.
Westland, reaction. Kyrili Westland puts the flags up, converts the try to Maya Tony. And 16 will play 6 as we approach half-time in this one.
And Tonga rolling on the subs, getting some fresh legs on. Take it off the big hitter, Mele Kaufusi. Serenity Tuala gets a spell.
They do take it just as well. The bounce is kind for Niue. Leota. Now they can really start to settle and focus into their sets and just keep building towards the halftime break here. Niue.
There's a much bigger team, Tonga, but Niue aren't having any trouble with the physicality and running through, and when they get their heads down and they bust through the defenders, they get a lot of joy. They've just got to try and get some cohesion and some connection on these plays, because these are the money plays when they get some passes, get the ball in the hands of Aki and Westland.
Keep it alive again. Westland will play it back, and Tony, the try scorer, sends it away. Here comes the kick. Aki sends it in the 10. The bounce will be interesting here. They're going to get it and score a second. Well, a kick is only as good as its chase. And Tule Tufunga has another for Niue.
And they say fortune favours the brave, and it was a brave play to kick on 4th tackle. It wasn't the last play. They put the grubber in, and such is the bounce of the rugby league ball. It's unpredictable at times. Aki with the early kick. It bounces all over the place. It's really messy for Meleunga, the winger for Tonga. Well taken by Deirdre Walker, Tule Tufunga, to put it down, and in quick concession, Niue get their second try, and they're right back in it. after being 16-0 down. In a blink of an eye, it's 16-10 with the kick to come. Well done, Niue.
Final minute of this first half. The second try, Walker Tuile Tufonga has got them right back in the contest. Riley Aki with the kick through. Excellent chase and the kind bounce. Tough kick this. 23 out on the angle here at Navigation Home Stadium. Decent nudge and just falls short and away to the left. That was a 16-0 lead at half time. It will be 16-10. Two late tries in the first half to Niue, and they go to the break just trailing by a converted try.
It's an absolute feast.
At Pertec, we understand that our customer needs their plant and equipment up, running and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Using only world-class product from the likes of Bridgestone and Yokohama, there is no compromise for your valuable machines. Our attention to detail and precision is second to none. It's this customer experience that separates Pertec from the pack. Pertec, we'll keep you operating.
And 16-10 here at Navigation Home Stadium in Pukekohe. Niue taking on Tonga in the girls section of the Pasifika Youth Cup. And a wonderful half of football. 5 tries in all. This was the first one from Lala Vaya, going 80 metres off a scrum play after defending a couple of attacking raids from the Niueans. Tonga quickly go into attack and down the right edge. Second try out to the left edge to Lala Vaya centre parter Vasiliva Faletti, also showing a quick pair of heels and also some ability to beat the fullback, change hands, score under the post.
This is where Niue started to come back into the game. Tonga is still full of running at this point. Some excellent work. And at this point, with this finish, the second for Lala Vaya, you thought, well, 16-0. Starting to run away with it. They got a bit of field position and had a dummy half. This was some excellent work. Little step by Tony, and she had Niue on the board. And they would have been, I think you'd say, really pretty happy with that if that was all they'd managed to get. But then just some lovely play by their 5'8", the kick coming. Riley Aki, and then the bounce of the football. It's an interesting one in the end. The chase was good, determined chase too by Walker Tuile Tufonga, and a second for Niue, and right in it at the break.
More than, they've got themselves right back in it, as you said, 16-0 down. It looked like they were down and out, all the running and all the threats were coming from Tonga. But they fought hard, fought well, showed a lot of resilience and courage to get themselves back in, taking the most of the opportunities and the very few that they had in the back end of that second half to score those 2 tries. It puts a lot of scoreboard pressure back on Tonga. We've got a really interesting and exciting half an hour coming up in this second half.
Very, very warm conditions here this afternoon, 25 degrees. But, as you well know, Willie, having played the game at the highest level, you had a few more and then some when you're playing in the heat of battle.
Yeah, the importance of, especially in a tournament like this, of preparing as well as you can, hydrating, eating well, but then the recovery, because they're going 5 days in a row, some of these teams. Big ask. But they're learning some real lessons about themselves and how to be professionals. And they'll be all the better for it. And they're doing a great job at the moment, speaking to some of the teams and how well they're doing their recovery protocols. Really interesting, even at this level, how professional some of these teams are.
You'll need to stay hydrated and recover after this weekend. 6 games a day. The next couple for you, Willie.
You're testing me out.
They sure are. You have to be fueled coming into the weekend. It's going to be an exciting weekend too, as day 3 of the Pasifika Youth Cup continues. Second half action. Tonga 16 points to 10 over Niue. And Serenity Douala has put in a couple of those big bump-off carries today. Tui to ground. Maloto plays it away again, and just some big carries from the front rowers out of Tonga. And it's creating this sort of space. One off the ruck to work with and really hit them well and truly upfield and deep inside Niue's half again. Just showing the ball Paya. That's a lovely pass away, and equally Tui doing some good work to run it back into traffic. They come again. Paya, little grubber along the ground. The bounce is interesting this time as Hemaloto trying to spin, and Ashley got it down.
No, it looks like he's got a knock on from Paya. Limalaiti Paya, the number 7 for Tonga, who's been heavily involved in this set. 3 plays in a row, getting her hands on the ball and then finishing with the kick. Could have been quite fortuitous had Hemalotu got it and fought hard to try and get the try, but unfortunately for Tonga, Paya knocked it on. And they'll be really happy with that start, and especially the effect that both front rowers, Kaufusi and Tuala, are having on this game in both attack and defence.
Ball left and behind was trying to get hands on it. Peyton Leota. That's a good take, just low off the deck as well by Aki. There's Niue. Good old play just outside of the 10. Tonga. Another turnover here, a loose ball, and a chance just to give them some breathing space to start this second half. Niue going to pick up where they left off at the end of the first. A couple of tries back to back. Tali Tonu, slow play of the ball, and the referee's whistle goes. It's one thing that Tonga have been able to do well, play with a bit of momentum, speed off the ruck. Happy to keep a slower pace on Niue's sets as Hansen, Dana Hansen, almost has the ball pinched away, and they keep it alive brilliantly here as Hemaloto steps back and gets the ball over the top. Vaya gets it back. She helped create this. She's looking for a third try. Strong on her feet. She will get one. Sensational play, Lala Vaya. Involved early in the movement, and she's the one who gets the finish. Excellent stuff.
She did a lot to work hard for that try, Lalavaya, but full credit as well goes to Melia Hemalotu. She's everywhere, the hooker. Found herself on the short side. Wonderful offload from Himalotu into the hands of Vaya. And even from the start, they're cheering her on to try and get her third. And the power to step out of the defender's clutches and go underneath the sticks and score number 3 for the afternoon. Pushes the score out again, and Niue unfortunately punished again for an error and not being able to get out of their half or get far enough down the field. Easy field position. And Tonga converted into points.
Tipaya, handy in front, converts the hat-trick to Lalavaya. It's a converted try advantage now for the Tongans.
And they've just got threats all over the park, the Tongan side. We're talking about Melika Fusi and Serenity Tuala through the middle, their power on defence and attack. But the pace that they've got and they've showed this afternoon on their edges is sublime. And then you've got young Himalotu just picking off all the scraps and just being around everything.
Straight down cold. Fuina Sasa for Tonga. So this is where they'll need to just try and make the most of this new field position. Shown that they certainly possess the ability to get themselves across the line, but few and far between early in this second half here. Comes Aki as they shift it across. This time smartly. Tapuro, the co-captain. Dummy half, Moala standing on her feet, getting the ball away too. It's back to Akili Tapuro.
Not sure if she was ready for it after that first carry.
Slow to her feet, the player of the ball, Niue. Excellent contact here. He just says, get off. Pitau gets the ball away. Akanofiti carries strongly, just out from Tonga's posts here. Slow play of the ball, pleading with the referee. And now there's a bit of space. Now there's numbers. Surely hands and surely Niue. Excellent defence, Tonga, on Nikki Lee Tapuro. There were players on her outside. She took the line, and in the end, that's an excellent defence, Tonga.
It was excellent defence from the outside backs from Tonga, and it had to be because it was a wonderful cutout pass from Kira Lee Westland to find and create the space and make the most of it, and to look for all money they were going to score. Niue. It was just desperation, urgency, and a desire to stop the opposition from scoring from Tonga that repelled the raid from Niue. They'll get some more chances. They'll get some more chances, and if they can create those by getting to the post again and going out to Westland, they'll start to convert some of those chances.
Just out from their own line. Tuonitua plays it back. Himalotu. Tonga will try and break down field this time through the second rower. Tuila, ball loose in behind Niue. Might have this. It comes forward off of them.
I don't know if Niue have knocked the ball on while Tonga are trying to offload. Yeah, it looks like the case. And Niue really need to take advantage of these moments, these stoppages, to re-energise and reform, get themselves back in. find some spark to defend the next 5 or 6 plays.
Looking for anything here. Niue, a mistake from Tonga would be gold at the moment, but these passes are starting to stick, and again they are finding some real yardage down the edges. Tuioni plays it back to Hemorotu for Tonga. A little inside ball and the breakthrough for Fita. Betsy Fafita might go herself. Desperate tackle, brilliant defence. Niue and Bunce it was who came across to cover, but Tonga still on the front foot and likely to score. It's 4. It is 4 for 4. Lala Vaya has another. Isn't she having a day out at Pookie?
Isn't she just? But you can't help but feel for Betsy Fafita, going 50 metres and just getting cut short. You'd hope that she'd try and score the try. A great tackle from Victoria Bunce to cut her down. Betsy Fafita play the ball quickly, came out to the left. And Kaufusi has the ball, almost a knock on. Offload. Lala Vaya hanging around the middle, not in the right centre position, just feeling the play, getting down for her 4th. Well taken. Nice work from Tonga. Great work from Betsy Fafita.
And a wonderful attempt just to stop the play. Victoria Bunce came back. That is determination defensively. She looked for all money to be away there to score the try. Betsy Fafita. So credit to Victoria Bunce, but it is another for Tonga.
Talk about Niue and on display, and you see it on that tackle when she's cutting it down right before the try line. Just the spirit that they have, the spirit that they play with, and it's because of that spirit with the scoreline. You cheer them home and you cheer them just to not let the scoreboard get away too much from them. Now, full credit to Tonga and the skill and the pace that they've displayed here.
As a coach, really, that's what you like to see, isn't it? Despite the fact you might be seeing the contest slip away, it's those efforts giving that extra energy to your team.
For sure, that's your team showing grit.
Here they come again with Medsham, and the front rowers have made an excellent foundation for this Tonga performance. Again, Kaufusi involved. And just like that, they're at the halfway line. Second tackle. It's a much easier game when you're watching your front rowers do this sort of thing. Just out from the 40 for Elmongalu. Hemoloto passes away as Fafita this time just bounces off the defence, manages to find a way through a gap, and she's dragged down 25 metres out from Niue's line. Real rhythm in the Tongan attack here now. Paya fending, ball is loose in behind and comes forward in the end, just as I think Lala Vaya thought, hey, maybe 5's on.
And a nice show there from Paya, Limaloti Paya, getting the ball in the hands. And as you said, when your front rowers are playing as dominant as the front rowers and Kaufusi and Tuala are for Tonga, the halfbacks can play on the front foot. They can get their running game going. They can start to pick options. And that was the case in point there. Paya gets the ball in her hands. She wants to take the line on. She got the confidence to do so in the defensive line going backwards. And hopefully if that keeps going that way, Lala may get a fifth try after all.
Here they come. The good old Fort Niue promotes the ball to the 30. Going for a double effort. There's nothing doing out of the play of the ball. Says the referee as Tuakana plays it for Niue.
Knock on.
A couple of errors now starting to creep into the game again. And this will happen when you're looking at the scoreboard and seeing your team trailing by 16 points. You can ill afford to have these moments. 15 to play, still plenty of time.
It's just the emotional effect it has on your side when you're chasing and you're playing in that desperate manner. And you come up with an error out of nothing almost. It's something that you're down to concentration more than lack of skill. It can be demoralising, but they've got to understand that there's still more than enough time to score 3.
Bounces up for Bayer. And just a little kick through along the ground. Individual brilliance taken down on the 20. Looking for a quick play of the ball, which they won't get. Penalty the way of Niue.
Yeah, could have gone either way, this one. Well, as I said, she's in the mood to run at the moment. Nice kick and regather from Paya. Regather, referee says that she didn't get to her feet in the fashion necessary to play the ball legally. So he's penalised her when I thought there may have been a defender holding her foot down, but that's not to be. Niue need to welcome this.
Victoria Bunce has the ball for Niue. Here it comes. Talitonu. As they cross the halfway line into Tonga territory. Brilliant support once more this afternoon. Slip through Siwa for Niue. Now there's players moving away to the right here, perhaps a wee bit of space to work it. John can't hold on behind her head, and it sees possession for Tonga, and Hansen will play it on the 30.
Just losing the ball in moments where they seem to be creating a little bit of momentum and a little bit of doubt in the defensive line of the Tongan team. And they come up with just an error to hand over possession once again.
Toa strongly driven back to the 40. You have to credit, despite the fact they're trailing by 16, some of the efforts here defensively and the hustle and the will of Niue just will not go away. 13 to play as Tonga again. Meli Latuila carries it beyond the 40. Moloto cut out pass. This time Paya floats a lovely ball across to the right edge and trying to finish for Niue. It's been all the centres this afternoon. The winger tries to get involved and they'll score another one. And it is a second try of the afternoon for Vasaleva Faleti.
And a great try from Tonga, great lead up. And that pass from Limalati Paya, this one here, that's the pass of the day. On the money, winger hasn't had to change his stride. Full pout. Again, great effort from Niue to scramble. Great the tackle, out from dummy half. My centre partner's got 4, I need a couple more. She gets a double. I don't know how she ended up on the right-hand side, whether she's told Lala Vaya to shift over the other side. She wants the ball, but she's there. She picks it up and makes the most of that opportunity. Well done, Tonga.
It's a good effort once again. The Niueans through Victoria Bunt. She tried her best to shut that down, but as you say, it was the peach of a pass. It really was. Emma Leitipaya.
Outstanding. The accuracy, the pace, the skill of the pass, the execution of it. Outstanding. And she's showing every threat of every good halfback. She's ran at the right times. Obviously picked the pass at the right moment on that one. She's kicked and regathered. She's having a great game, Lima Leitipaya.
We love the big hits, we love the finishes in this game, but sometimes there's nothing sweeter than watching a well-timed pass to perfection, which unlocks defences, as it sees Tonga now out to a 30-10 lead. 4 tries for Lalavaya, 2 tries for Vasiliva Folletti. The centres, the centre of attention here at Pukekohe.
And whilst they've shown those tries through sheer pace and speed, that one was just sheer power.
Now playing the ball for Emaloto. Fafita. He's looked good today too. There she goes again, just keeping the defences in 2 minds, but it's probably the first thing she's done wrong all day. Lalavaya, she had such a day of it. But perhaps just thinking about what she was going to do next, Willie.
Felt that way. She probably had eyes after the defensive line. It looked like she was thinking about after she was going to make the break. Just needed to focus on catching the ball first. But yeah, the one blemish on a fantastic game so far for Lalavaya.
Future of our game in the stands here. And on the field too, putting on a real display here on day 3 of the Pasifika Youth Cup of 2024. And dearly love another one. There's some great play here from Apuro. Keeping it alive down the right edge to Akana. Will play the ball on the 30 for Niue. Moala puts the fend on. Moingalu. So they shifted across, and here it is for Tonu. Calling for defence to come across to the right edge here, where Niue have some numbers. Thought about the pass on the inside. This is a lovely movement. Try to free it away. Seal Sewer. Last tackle it is too for Niue, and they can't free it. So it looked like they had an opportunity away left there. Willie?
They did, and it was Westland again with the cutout pass, finding the space. She's read things really well this afternoon. And in the moments of when to throw the long ball, when to go through the hands. But equally, you've got to credit the desperation of the Tongan defence to get there in numbers, shut those plays down.
That's big defence this time. Look at Tuili Tufunga for Niue. Just haven't been able to do this enough and suffocate the early part of Tonga's sets because of the way their front rowers have been playing, getting them well and truly on the front foot, but do manage to drag the player into this near touch. Hansen So 6.5 remaining.
And well done, Niue. With the 6 minutes remaining, that's their best defensive effort of the game. Restricted them to 3 tackles inside the 10. Tonga have had to try and play their way out. Come down the short side through Hemalotu, having a dart down the short side. 2 urgent, eager defenders from Niue, forcing the Tongan ball carrier into touch.
Payton.
Great D.
Leota to ground. And a little bit of front foot ball as Biro just has ragdolled and the ball is loose out the back, and it's there with Tonga pouncing on it. Finau.
It looks like a bit of fatigue is setting in now. Obviously Tonga's had the majority of ball, got a bit more energy in their legs, able to get to the loose ball quicker.
There's a good carry. Sieli Lama. And again, and what a game. We talk about the 4 tries of Via, couple for Folletti, but in the front row department, they have paved some real pasture for this attack. Nearly Kofusi, that one breaks down, but you've got to take your hats off to the front rowers, along with their partner, Serenity Tuala, doing some real damage this afternoon.
They've had some real quality about their work. Both Kaufusi and Tuala. Kaufusi was the one that came up with the big shot in the first half, but they've been busy. They've had quantity to that quality.
Moala chopped down in the tackle. Just over 4 remains. It's been an excellent performance by Tonga. Niue threatened to come back into it at the back end of the first half, but it's been a shutout here in the second. Little kick over, looking for an opportunistic bounce to go their way. But Via will not need a second invitation, and again, just trying to catch them on the hop and create the space. As Folletti is close to the far touch.
Interesting, looks like Lala Via's been playing fullback. In fact, look like she's coming off now. For her spell, she won't add to her tally, but Tonga making some adjustments to their attacking line. Still need to get the hands in the ball of Paia.
Again, Kofusi to ground it goes. Just getting to that stage in the game, the afternoon, very, very hot. And as you said earlier on, Willie, it's a long tournament for these young players. There'll be some tired legs tonight as we head into the weekend of action.
100%, we're into our 3rd day. Conditions haven't waned or cooled down. In fact, it's probably got a bit hotter as today, but you know, I stress the importance again of these young athletes to recover well, and that's drinking, stretching, swimming, eating, doing everything possible to get themselves to go again. Big couple of days coming up over the weekend for them.
Oh, she's looked good in patches today when she's had the ball in her hands. Nikki Lee Tapuro, the co-captain for Niue. Just haven't had too many opportunities the way they've just been on the back foot.
That's right, and she's had to fight for every little thing she's got.
And she's already had a try to her name. 1 of 2 for Niue. Audrey Walker, Tuilutufunga. Showing the ball, Westland taking contact. 35 metres out from Tonga's line here. Driven back strongly, some nice defence. Good read, Maliti Paia. What have they got up their sleeve here? The kicker, Riley Aki. And the return and the fend coming from Joani Toa. Tonga determined to finish strongly in this one.
Great play from Joani Toa, playing backstop, playing clean up, took it well. Minute to go. Niue get a chance here. Knock on from Tonga. Get a scrum. Show some urgency. Get to the scrum. Time's not going to stop. Let's see if they can get a try here just before we close the game out.
Has played well today. Deserves a drink and a breather.
She's been a bundle of energy, hasn't she? Everywhere. An attack, defence, throwing herself into her work.
Last opportunity here for Niue to add to their 2 tries in late Moala. There is the hooter, and there is the game. Excellent performance from Tonga. Outstanding in the second half. 4 tries, the highlight for Lalavaya, and a couple for her centre partner, Hasaleva Faleti. Simply outstanding. And in the end, they have beaten Niue here on day 3 of the Pasifika Youth Cup by 30 points to 10.